Hey hack friends, so I'm going to be doing something a bit different today. This is week 3 by the way. I'm going to be doing a little science experiment. I'm going to be taking a break from the card games and I'm going to do something fun that I found on the internet, which is called turning milk into stone. So if you can believe it, we can turn milk into stone, which is pretty fun. So I'm going to make this super short and simple. So we're going to need a strainer. So these are things you can find in your kitchen. You need vinegar, you need a glass of warm milk, so 1 cup of milk. So you can just put it in the microwave for like 50 seconds and that should be good. You're gonna need a bowl. So I have a container here, but you can use any bowl. Preferably a larger one. I kind of like brought a small one today, I don't know why. And you need a measuring cup. So this one's 1 cup, so it perfectly measures the amount of milk I need. And then you're gonna need another little measuring thing. This is tablespoons. This big bit here, I don't know if you have this at home, but if you do, then this is tablespoons, it says here, and then this is teaspoons. And if you don't, then just use a teaspoon, and then which is like a smaller spoon, and then a tablespoon, which is like one with a larger bit on it. So yeah, like that. So first of all, we are going to get some milk. So 1 cup of it. Oh my gosh, I'm spilling everywhere. And then, so we need 1 cup of milk, and then we need 1 tablespoon of vinegar, which is our secret ingredient. So I'm gonna try not to make a mess here. You can see that. Oh, I'm making a mess. That's about right. So we got that. And then, so the next step would be to stir it. This is gonna be really...
Don't worry, you got a napkin.
I forgot my spoon today. So eventually you're gonna have to stir really hard like I'm trying right now, but not to make a mess. And if you can see here, if you wanna show this a little bit, there's starting to become lots of chunks. And this is called casein. And casein is what makes up the fatty bit of milk. And so this is what we're gonna use to make that stone out of, this like rubbery, weird material. And so this is why I bought the strainer, because we need to get all this liquid out. So you don't need any of this liquid, but you just need the casein. So let me stir this for a bit longer. You're gonna have to wipe this up. I think that's good. And so I got my strainer here. That is not a big enough bowl. I did not think this out. And we're gonna pour this here.
Wow, just 2 ingredients.
Yeah, just 2 ingredients. And so a key to this is you're gonna try to make this as dry as possible. So waft it. And you're trying to get all the liquid out. So I'm trying to get all the liquid out here. If you need help with anything, by the way, ask your parents or someone who can help you, who's old enough to help you with this. I feel like I need my mom here to help me clean this up.
It's called casing?
Casein.
Casein.
I will put the name in the video, so if you want to search it up and you're curious. Okay, I think that should be good. And so, what we're gonna do next is we're going to, just to ensure that it's like completely dry, we're going to dump this onto a paper towel, like I'm doing that here. And, oh, one cool thing you can also do is, well, I didn't do that today. You can, during the step of putting it into the strainer, you can add food coloring if you want to make it a different color. I didn't know that before, but apparently you can. And so you can add glitter if you want to too. So if you want the finished product to be whatever color you want with lots of sparkles to it, then you can definitely add that to it. But today I'm just going to make a plain one. So I am just kind of molding it here. So you can mold this into anything you want. If you have a cookie cutter, you can totally put it into the cookie cutter. If you want to make a heart shape, if you want to make a star or something. So I'm going to put this on the paper towel, and I'm going to kind of flatten it because I'm trying to get all the moisture out of there, because I want this to be as dry as possible. Because if I want this to dry out properly, then I have to make the surface really dry. So we're going to do that, and I think it's pretty dry. So I'm going to try and mold this into a heart, because I did that before. Let's see. I'll make my best looking heart.
It's looking good.
That looks so bad, but yeah. And what you're going to do next, so you're pretty much done here. What you're going to do next is you're going to take this and you're going to plop it in one of these containers, plastic container or any kind of container, and you're going to let it sit for recommended about 2 days, so 48 hours, and it should turn into something like this. But the example I have didn't really work out, but it should turn into stone, so it should be super solid, and it should be really hard to break. And so I would plop this into here, and then I would wait 2 days. So that's that experiment. And so yeah, check in for the next one. Okay, for the second part of this video, so obviously you know that there's a theme of milk today. So I guess I could call this video things you can do with milk at home. In this video, we're going to make tie-dye milk. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but yeah, let me know in the comments if you have, because I know this is a pretty popular one, but I thought I'd just do it because I watched it and I was like, wow, it's super cool, because I never thought you could do that before. So we're going to start off with a bowl of milk and food coloring. So I got 4 colors here. Actually, one is out, so I only really have 3. So I'm going to start off by adding 1 drop on each side. Oh no, I added 2. That's okay though. So the reason why the food coloring isn't instantly mixing in with the milk is because it's less thick than the milk. So I think this is 2% milk. So it's pretty thick. There's a lot of fatty things in there, and it doesn't instantly mix in, so it kind of stays on the surface. So we got those colors here. Let me see if I can squeeze out a bit of this red. No, it's pretty much out. So this is the cool part. And so, oh yeah, I forgot to explain. I also have dish soap here. So you're gonna need dish soap, milk, and food coloring. So got a Q-tip too, so you're gonna need a Q-tip. I'm gonna dip it into the dish soap. And we're going to see if we can make the magic happen. Let's do this. We're going to dip it into here and see what it's doing.
Wow.
That's cool, isn't it? And so you can make a whole bunch of patterns if you want.
That's so cool.
It's neat. You can play around with it. Use whatever colors you want and see how it's kind of spreading out. See, the moment I put in the Q-tip, the milk started going in the food coloring started going in opposite directions. So now it's spread out and we have this cool tie-dye kind of pattern here. And so I'm going to explain why. Is because this dish soap makes, it collects all the fattiness of the milk and it makes it less dense. So it makes the milk a lot less dense. So and since the milk is with the same density as the food coloring, it starts mixing in with it. So it's as simple as that. And because of that, you can make this cool pattern. And I know a lot of you might be tempted to put your hands in there, play around with it, which you can, but it's gonna make a mess. So we could just look at this and admire this piece of artwork that I've just made. And so yeah, that's tie-dye milk. And so that's it for this video. And thanks for watching, and hope we'll see you next week.